Well-funded web, can you start by shedding some light on who exactly are these primary actors, these power players behind organized climate denial?
Absolutely, Jake. At the core, we're talking about the fossil
Welcome back to Power Plays, everyone. I'm Jake, and today we're diving into a topic that's both critical and, frankly, a bit unsettling.
It's great to be here, Jake. This is a conversation I think many people are eager to understand better.
Indeed, Rachel. With us today is Rachel, an investigative journalist who spent years uncovering the intricate networks behind some of the biggest global issues. Today, we're asking, who funds climate denial? We're going to explore the powerful forces, from the fossil fuel lobby to ultra-conservative think tanks, that actively work to undermine climate action.
It's a complex web, Jake, and what often surprises people is just how organized and well-funded these efforts are, often shaping public perception and policy in ways that are far from transparent.
Rachel, you mentioned a complex, well-funded web. Can you start by shedding some light on who exactly are these primary actors, these power players behind organized climate denial?
Absolutely, Jake. At the core, we're talking about the fossil fuel lobby, which has a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. They're often joined by ultra-conservative think tanks, and of course, influential figures like the Koch brothers, who have poured vast sums into these efforts.
So it's not just a few isolated voices, but a coordinated effort with significant financial backing.
Precisely. And it's not just about direct lobbying. These groups fund research, or what they present as research, to create the illusion of scientific dispute where there really isn't one. It's a very deliberate strategy.
That's a crucial distinction, the illusion of dispute. How do they go about creating that, especially when the scientific consensus is so strong?
Well, one of the most striking statistics is that over 90% of papers that express skepticism about climate change actually originate from right-wing think tanks. This isn't independent scientific inquiry. It's often ideologically driven.
That's a staggering figure. It really highlights the organized nature of this. And what about the tactics they employ in these papers or in their public messaging?
They often cherry-pick data, focusing on isolated facts that seem to contradict the broader scientific picture. They also exaggerate scientific uncertainty, making it seem like the entire field is still up for debate, when in reality, the core science is settled.
And I imagine this also extends to the language they use, perhaps even co-opting terms to suit their narrative?
You've hit on a very important point, Jake. They frequently misuse terms like skeptic to describe those who deny established scientific facts. True skepticism is healthy in science, but denying overwhelming evidence is something else entirely.
So it's a deliberate attempt to lend credibility to their arguments by associating them with genuine scientific inquiry.
Exactly. The Committee for Skeptical Inquiry actually advises against using skeptic for those denying scientific facts. Denier is a more accurate term for those challenging established science, but it's often avoided because of its negative connotations.
It's fascinating how much thought goes into these rhetorical strategies. Beyond the think tanks and the fossil fuel industry, are there other significant players or channels they use to disseminate their message?
Yes, alternative media outlets play a crucial role in amplifying these messages, often without the same level of journalistic scrutiny. This creates echo chambers where these narratives can thrive unchallenged.
And what about the political landscape? How do these power players influence policy and legislation?
Their influence is substantial. Through lobbying, campaign contributions, and funding of political campaigns, they pressure lawmakers to resist climate action. This often results in policies that favor continued fossil fuel reliance over renewable energy.
It sounds like a multi-pronged approach, targeting public perception, scientific discourse, and political will simultaneously.
That's precisely it, and it's incredibly effective in hindering efforts to mitigate and adapt to climate change, especially in countries like the US, where these networks are particularly strong.
Rachel, this has been an incredibly insightful, if sobering, discussion. We've really pulled back the curtain on the organized efforts, from the fossil fuel lobby to specific think tanks, that actively work to sow doubt and hinder climate action.
It truly highlights the deliberate strategies at play, Jake, whether it's funding misleading research, manipulating language, or influencing policy. It's a powerful reminder of how crucial it is to understand where information truly comes from.
Absolutely, and understanding these power plays is the first step towards navigating them. Thank you, Rachel, for shedding so much light on this complex issue.
My pleasure, Jake. It's an important conversation to have.
Indeed, and to our listeners, we hope this episode has given you a clearer picture of the forces at work. We encourage you to keep asking questions and stay informed. Join us next time on Power Plays.